Am I on the road?
Hello, Shyam.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Bakshi. I see you are looking fresh, being back from your road trip. Now, there are a few videos from your road trip, and one of them was very specific, in which you were stopped at a checkpoint
Mm-hmm.
and was supposed to check the temperature of your brakes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I just wanted to ask you a simple question that with today's very stressful and tense life, it seems like we all are going downhill. And in your video, also, you were supposed to go downhill and you were made to wait for like half an hour because your brakes temperature was a bit high.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how can that analogy apply to our lives and probably to our daily routine? Because it's
Very
a very
fa-
stressful.
yeah, very fascinating question, Shyam, and I'm glad you're asking this because this was a good learning for me. And as when you're going downhill, and particularly you don't have a whole lot of control over the life. Many times it is situations out of control, and you've seen heavier the vehicle, faster the speed. Like for example, trucks. Okay, when the
Yeah,
trucks are loaded a lot, there's something called a runaway truck, when you go downhill. That's what they use. The term is runaway.
yeah,
Runaway
runaway.
means it just takes off. And you need a little ramp or something like that in order to slow down.
Yeah,
And so in life also, when you start running away, a number of things happen. Our system gets faster, the sympathetic system gets faster. We start breathing faster. We have a heart rate goes up, the blood pressure goes up, all those things happen. And that is when, if you apply sudden brakes, like what happened in our case, when we were coming down, sudden brakes is one, and continuous brake, just apply it, and like trying to stop it, it's very difficult, because particularly if you have a heavy load, if you are working in life, and if you have situations that are really difficult for you, you're not going to be able to change it suddenly, because if you change suddenly, it's much more like an argument between a couple. There is something happening, and you can't change it suddenly. You have to first slow down, talk small point at a time. Same thing like we're changing the gear in a car. You change the gear and go down to third gear or second gear and the first gear as you need more, because this gear also applies a little bit brake in a way to cut down that going downhill speed. Same thing happens in life. And
yeah,
so when we change, when things are not happening well, one of the things that we need to do is try to slow down, because if you continue the downhill trend, it will get faster and faster, particularly if you're carrying so many questions in your mind, heart, and people have problems, many problems. How do you slow down? Slowly, not fast. Now, if you continuously, supposing you build up a lot of carbon dioxide, supposing there's a lot of activity going on with sympathetic and with the heart going faster and all that, it generates heat, like it generated in brakes. It generates heat. Well, you have to slow that down, and the way you slow it down is through breathing and control breathing, because now we're, like I said, the gears have to come down a little bit.
yes,
So,
true.
so instead of the full drive that we are in, full drive, we are going downhill. You get a runaway truck. The heavier the load, the faster will be the downhill trend.
And the brakes
So,
won't work.
and the brake won't work. They will heat it up, and it will fail. At some point, it will fail, and then no control. So you do have a gear. Now, what is the gear? Gear is the measured breathing. So whenever we do the breathing, so for example, I'd like you to breathe with me. Inhale, exhale. Exhale a little longer because you want to get rid of that extra, motion and extra carbon dioxide that's coming out. A little longer. This produces some relaxation. You feel the relaxation with that. Inhale again and exhale. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How does that feel to you?
Relaxed, more in control.
More in control. That's what's all about. Gear changing. Now, obviously, if it's heated up, like they have made me wait for 30 minutes, wow, that's what you may have to do. Stop everything and sit in quietly, not have a lot of activity, especially no driving. They had us wait for 30 minutes till the brakes cooled down. And then when we were asked to do, hey, there are remaining few thousand feet remaining to go down, we were at 11,000 feet. Actually, we went up to 14,000 feet. And so only 3,000 feet, it created heat. So, hey, use the lower gear as you go down. Good question. Yeah.
And I feel the checkpoint lady over there in your experience,
Right.
in our lives, it is our intellect. It is like
Right.
a checkpoint. It tells us when to slow down, when to keep a check, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. As you realize that intelligence and also your experience, if you start experiencing heat, in fact, what was interesting about what you're saying is that I would not have known about the brakes heating up until
Yeah,
that lady checked it with a little temperature meter, thermometer.
yeah.
It was a special equipment. And so you're absolutely correct. So everybody who has, some thought process to say, well, I do want to check this. So awareness of checking is
Yeah,
very good point.
important.
Very good point. Thank you, Sham, for asking this question. It was a very interesting analogy from the video. And I hope we learn how to slow down and how to graduate our process of in life.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining it so nicely.
You're welcome.